We can absolutely do life alone, but why? When there's a whole tribe of people out there who are waiting for you to show up, to say yes, and to be a part of their tribe. Hi, all of you amazing people out there. You guys are the reason why I show up here. You guys are what keep me going, what keep me motivated to just continue to do what I do. So those of you who do not know me, my name is Val Nichols, and I am a success coach for women. I help women to expand to their highest, most greatest self and beyond. Because it is my job and my duty to you to stretch your mind, to help you manage your mind so that you can get to the point where you are totally and completely successful, no matter what success looks like for you. So I want to talk to you guys about the importance of finding your tribe. For those of you who've been watching me for a while, or maybe you're new, I am big on this whole tribe community thing. So today I have never been so reminded of how important it is to have a tribe of people who are going to lift you up and not only remind you of how great you are. And I don't mean in like a conceited, selfish type of way, like, girl, I'm so great. Like, I'm killing it on Instagram. Not that kind of amazing. But I mean, those days when maybe you're having an off week. Maybe you're having an off year. Maybe you're having an off decade. We don't have to continue in that cycle and continue to have an off day, an off month, an off year. Because if we have a tribe that's going to lift us up and remind us of the power that we have and remind us to continually be pushing just a little bit further. For me, you guys, like, I used to really surround myself with people who were just as miserable, unmotivated, unsuccessful as I was. And let me tell you, those results I got from having those types of relationships and those types of people around me got me nowhere fast. As a matter of fact, it derailed me and it caused me a lot more upset than I probably should have had. But when I made this shift in my life about 8 years ago, I made this shift in my life, and I'd already been completely obsessed with personal development, but something clicked. Something clicked for me, right? Where I was able to see the truth in something that someone who's very important to me, a stepdad of mine, told me. And that is, Val, you are the equation of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. Right? At the time, I was like 22, 23, and I think I rolled my eyes at him, like that whole 23-year-old, like, Dad, yeah, I know, right? I think I rolled my eyes at him. But later, around 28, or so, this shift happened in my mindset, right? And what we need to do is we learn and we expand and we grow is we just need to learn how to manage our minds. And the thought that I would love to leave with you guys is when we learn how to shift our mindset into realizing that we are the equation of the 5 people that we spend the most time with, you really start making a shift, in thinking and looking around at those people that you spend the most time with and wondering, do I have mentors in my life? Do I spend my time with giants who I can stand on their shoulders? Right? Since I've made that shift and I've spent my time now with some really amazing people, right? Yes, I can still make poor judgment choices. Yes, I can still gather more information and find out if something is working or not. Yes, I've got myself stuck in situations where I've given too much, or I've trusted too much, or I've given a little bit too much benefit of the doubt. And then I discover that this person may not be a good fit. And I have a conversation. We are able to move from that. We're able to shift away from that relationship. But when I look around at my life today, really the majority of my time is spent with people who are a part of that tribe for me. They're a part of this continual expansion. People, as a matter of fact, people who are watching this live right now are a part of that. They're the type of people, they can self-reflect. They can get feedback. They can get mentorship. They can do things that will help expand their own growth. And at the same time, they're helping me grow. And when it comes to coaching, like I had a coach I was working with. I tried another coach, which was a good fit. It was a really good fit. However, it wasn't panning out, right? It wasn't working out the way I wanted to. So what I did is I shot at the moon, you guys. If you know what I'm talking about, when you shoot at the moon and you might miss, but you're still going to remain in the stars, right? So I took a shot at the moon and recently signed on to a year contract with a coach that I have been admiring and following and straight up stalking for years, consuming every bit of her content, wanting what she has, seeing who she is, this woman of integrity who shoots straight from the hip. I want to be that, right? So I shot for the moon. I took a shot in the dark, believing I had already decided in my mind that I was not going to be able to afford her, that I wasn't going to meet the requirements, that I wasn't going to get in on her. The timing wasn't right. It's almost summer. I have vacations planned. I came up with a lot of excuses. I had a lot of fear. I felt like a little bit of an imposter even approaching her. Come to find out, it worked. We're working together. I have a year commitment with her, which is just freaking blowing my mind. I'm the type of person, I never used to even be able to commit to a 6-month insurance policy on my car because I'm like, oh, but what if this and what if that? And I would get anxiety over that level of commitment, right? But what I've learned through the years, through the process that I'm talking about, is that the higher we aim for the types of people that we keep in our life, the higher we can shoot and the higher we can aim, and the better quality of people and tribe that we keep around, that we look up to, that we invest our time in, because our time is the biggest resource we have that is not renewable. Energy, money, all of those things are renewable. We can get it back. We can give it. We can get it. We can receive it. We can work for it. We can manifest it. All of these things. But time is the one thing we cannot renew. So look around at your tribe. If you were to take an honest stock, like an inventory, pros and cons of the 5 people that you spend your most valuable resource with, that's your time. If you take a look and you take a stock of the 5 people that you spend your most time with, are you honestly happy with that report? Are you happy with that information? Are you happy with the results? Are you happy with the level of expectation and the level of, and I'm not talking about expectation like someone who is always wanting something from you, or someone who's always constantly, what is it that someone told me today? They called it like a vacuum friendship where they're constantly needing, wanting, taking, sucking everything from you. And then as soon as you set up a boundary or you stop giving or you stop being as available, all of a sudden they come at you as upset and they're angry at you and they're defensive and they, maybe they gossip about you. Maybe they say bad things about you, which again is none of your business because you can rise above that. I'm not talking about that kind of expectation. The type of expectation I'm talking about is a healthy expectation. Like, I know a lot of time in my friendships, I have a healthy expectation of people to follow through with their word. Or, I've had conversations in the past where when people were always canceling plans at the last minute, or they just straight up wouldn't show up, I had a healthy conversation with them about the expectation I have as a friend that I at least expect a phone call. I at least expect 24 hours notice, and I know that things come up, but hey, can you at least shoot me a text if you're going to run behind or if you're going to do this? That's a healthy expectation in friendship. In a relationship where there's a healthy expectation, it might be that a friend is going to have a hard conversation with you if they see you doing something that might potentially be destructive, right? Those are healthy expectations in friendships. So in your relationships, do you have healthy expectations? Are these the type of friends that are expecting you to grow and expand? They might give you 5 minutes or a day or a week, whatever you have scheduled on your calendar, to pout or feel sorry for yourself if something happens, if you get fired from a job. But they're the type of friends, are they the type of friends that are going to say, okay, girl, let's get some makeup on, let's get a cute little outfit on that makes you feel good, and let's go hit the streets. Let's go find you a job. Let's get above this. These are the types of friendships that are healthy, that are going to help you expand, and are going to call you on your stuff when it's necessary. Because if you're anything like me, I am a woman who is trying to grow. I am a woman who is trying to develop in my character. And if I don't have those people around me who are bold enough and are willing enough to stand firm for themselves and to stand firm for me and hold space in those times when I need to hear the truth that may not be beautiful, that may not feel good in the moment, but ultimately is that truth that I need to hear, those are the type of people that I automatically say, girl, you're on my tribe. You're in. You're mine. I'm yours. Like, you're stuck with me. I love it. So if you need to take a look at your tribe, as we're having this conversation, some of you might be thinking, yes, Val, I know I have some people in my life that, I know I've needed to, maybe cut back a little bit on the time I'm spending, or maybe I needed to create a boundary or have a conversation, because there are those situations where those come up, where maybe things change in life and you realize that this relationship is not working anymore. Maybe it worked for you. Or, maybe you're on the receiving end of that. Maybe you're reaching out to a friend over and over and they're not returning your calls. Or maybe your conversations have been cut back to a really short conversation, or minimal, like they need to get off the phone, or you're texting and then they're not getting back to you. Or maybe you're noticing this change in your relationship where they used to give you a whole text back like, hey girl, blah, 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 blah. And now you're getting these short little texts that are just like, cool, or great, or hey, have you talked to your counselor about that? Or, whatever it is. Maybe that relationship has changed and you're thinking, wow, something's different here. I sense that something's different. I sense that something's going on. I sense that there's a change, but I can't quite put my finger on it. Maybe this is an opportunity, a great catalyst, a great caveat of opening up a conversation that needs to happen. Maybe it's a conversation that you don't necessarily think is going to be a pleasant conversation. Sometimes we get feedback, we get information in relationships that are not necessarily what we want to hear. But I want to offer you something to maybe just consider. If you're dragging something out and you know the inevitable is going to happen, are you willing to ask the right questions that you may not get a positive response on? If it's a no, I want you to ask yourself, just continually ask yourself until you get a little bit deeper on that. What is it that I'm afraid of that I might hear? What is it that I'm afraid of that I am pretty sure I'm going to hear? Because a lot of times as the road narrows, this could be at work, this could be in a relationship, this could be in your romantic relationship, this could be in a partnership, a friendship. Sometimes we sense that that's happening, right? We sense that the road is narrowing a little bit and that we're pretty sure what's going to happen. So when do you have that conversation? Maybe you're on the other side of it and you're the one that needs to have that conversation to break off a friendship. What is it going to cost you if you continue down this road and you pretend like everything's okay when you know deep down inside that it's not? This can show up as guilt, knowing that we're pretending to be something we're not in this relationship and we're not showing up and being that authentic person. This can show up as resentment. because we're resenting the fact that this person continues to reach out to us, or we resent the fact that we're the only ones putting effort into this relationship or this situation. This can show up as a lot of just uncomfortability of not knowing. A lot of times, like for me, I like to know where I stand with people. And when I have those relationships or those friendships where maybe I've had this in the past where I didn't know this person was upset with me, and because we weren't having a conversation about it, we went a long time with me not knowing that there was something going on between us, and I was totally oblivious. And I was like, whoa, why didn't you tell me sooner? I am so sorry. Like, I didn't even know that you thought this was going on or that this was happening. And I honestly didn't even know. And I've just been going about my day thinking everything's fine and not even realizing. And then, we had this conversation, and please feel free to come to me sooner than this happened, because for me, it's harder to not know where I stand with someone. Like, if someone's just going to come up and be like, I love you, great, I know, right? Or if they're like, you're not my cup of tea, you're not really my thing, great, at least I know where I stand with you, that's amazing, right? But it's that not knowing that can be really uncomfortable for us, and not knowing where we stand, or if we are not fully trusting, if we're not in a trusting relationship, it can really cause us a lot of heartache, because what we look for, we will find, right? So if we're looking for ways that that person is dishonest or deceiving, or, we're trying to gather evidence about where we stand in that relationship, we may or may not be gathering the right information. So I think that clarity is currency. Clarity is key. The more clear and the more honest we can get with ourselves, and then with other people. I say and then with other people, because if you believe you're being honest with other people, but you haven't yet done the work to get honest with yourself and find out in yourself, what is it that you will tolerate, or what is the truth that you know, we cannot show up for other people honestly. We can't. We can try, we can deceive ourselves into believing we are, but we must get honest with ourselves first. Once we can get honest with ourselves first and know what we need, know what we want, know what we believe, and know what we are willing to and are not willing to buy into, or willing to and not willing to tolerate in ourselves, our relationships, our business, our work lives, whatever it is, then we get to share that honesty with someone else. Then we get to be the vessel of honesty. Then we get to speak truth, life, and love with someone else. But it always begins with us. So how important is a tribe in our life? You guys, so important. So important. We have days like today where I'm a part of an organization, and we come together once a week, and we get to give each other feedback, and we're really there to work on our personal development and our public speaking skills. But what we really do, deep down disguised, is we get to be there for each other. We get to watch each other grow, and we get to be in each other's lives where, I cried through a speech I did once. And today we saw a lot of tears. We learned that someone in our group was diagnosed with ALS and has been suffering through that. And we discovered that someone else is, facing a really scary time where she's facing a couple different biopsies. And, we got to learn some really cool things about people. And we all got to just be that for each other and hold each other up and hold space for each other, and realize that, we're not just here to work on ourselves. We're here to be here for each other. We're here that on those days when we're not strong enough to stand up for ourselves, we're not strong enough to stand in our own feelings and our own emotions and be strong for ourselves, we get to be that for each other, you guys. And if I didn't have the type of tribe that I have in my life today, present company included, if I didn't have that tribe in my life today, there's no way I could be the Valerie Nichols that's standing in front of you here today, right now in this moment. Excuse me. There's no way that I could become the woman that I am today, the woman who can hold space for myself and hold strong for myself and hold strong for the women I get to work with and hold strong for my clients and hold strong for the people who message me on here and who reach out for help and who reach out for prayer and who reach out, for manifestation, whatever it is. Guys, we can do this alone. We can absolutely do life alone. But why? Why? Why do it when there's a whole tribe of people out there who are waiting for you to show up, to say yes, and to be a part of their tribe? So again, if you are a woman who's looking to expand yourself, if you're looking to develop that muscle, if you're looking for a tribe where you can really, truly feel like you belong and feel like you're at home, join my High Vibe tribe. There's a group of amazing women in there that we love and support and strengthen each other and just really cheer each other on. So I encourage you, again, if you're a woman, sorry guys, but this is for women. Look in the links up above me. You'll find my little link for the High Vibe tribe. Join in. There's just a couple of questions I ask about what you're hoping to get from the group and what you're struggling with now. And then you're in. You're a part of the tribe. Jump in feet first. Introduce yourself. Allow us to get to know you. If you're the type of person who, I see this sometimes, they'll hang out for a while and get comfortable in the group and then jump in. Great. Whatever you feel comfortable with. There's really no rules. You can advertise your business on Fridays. You can jump in and manifest if you want to. You can jump in and ask for support. You can support other women. You can make a huge difference. So I just ask you, just jump in, do it, check it out. You're going to love it. You guys, it is so important to find your tribe. So important, guys. I've tried to do business on my own. I've tried to do life on my own. I've tried to do my spiritual walk, my spiritual practice on my own. It doesn't work. We are not created to be an island. We are not created to do this alone, and neither are you. So find your tribe, love them hard, and allow them to love you too, because you're worth it. I love you guys. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you're interested in getting more information, hit subscribe below. You can also find me on my website at www.valnichols.com. I'll see you guys later. Mwah.